Hello and welcome. My name is Heather. I'm a registered professional counselor, and today I'm going to be analyzing the most dramatic scenes from Selling the OC Season 1. So let's dive in.
I just think she felt snubbed.
Okay. I mean, there was a lot going on that night. So I don't know what you're talking about.
So I get what Gio's trying to do. He's trying to bring this up to Alex's attention. From the clip, it didn't really look like she was ignoring her on purpose. I mean, she did initially say hi, but Gio's wife could have also followed up with, like, how are you doing? Or, they both could have done something a bit more, but it didn't seem like Alex, at least in my opinion, that Alex was purposely trying to ignore her or like shut her out. So maybe it was edited a certain way because it only looked like they were just silent for a couple seconds, but maybe it was a longer duration. Maybe Alex really did, maybe turn her back on her or like actively ignored her or actively didn't include her in whatever conversation. So it's definitely possible, and we just didn't really see that. It just seemed like they greeted each other and then they just didn't really say anything else. Maybe she had a lot on her mind, like she was telling Gio right now, but I could see why his wife, Tiffany, could also feel, a little bit out of the loop. Maybe she's not super close with anyone in the group, and maybe she just felt like she was expecting more of a warm, friendlier welcome, and she didn't get that from Alex. So maybe that's how she felt. It just seemed like there was just a miscommunication or misunderstanding in terms of like the other person's intentions. And I do want to remind everyone that everything I say in these videos are complete speculation. I do not know any of the characters. I am not in a counseling session with them. I am not diagnosing them from afar. That is unethical. The purpose of these videos is to use the situations from the episodes as a jumping off point to talk about psychology theories in general, relationship dynamics, and also examples of how we can improve our communication skills in our daily lives.
I mean, I would never intentionally ignore
she's
anybody.
She shared this with me in confidence.
Okay.
I don't know if I feel comfortable with you bringing it up.
I don't ever want her to think that I did anything intentionally.
Well, let's just pretend we didn't have this convo.
Now, I see where she's coming from also, in that she's wondering why Tiffany isn't bringing it up to herself, and it makes sense just because they're not really close. Maybe they don't see each other often. Maybe this is like their second or third time meeting, so it doesn't really make sense for someone who you don't really know or see on a regular basis to bring something like this up in order to clear the air, because we don't even know how often they're going to see each other in the future. I'm sure it's going to happen, but it just doesn't make a whole lot of sense for Tiffany to bring it up. So it makes sense, in my opinion, for Gio to mention it to her.
I don't want it to happen again. That's all.
I didn't snub her. What do you mean?
She felt like you did.
Okay.
And I'm just asking that you try to be conscious of it moving forward.
And I get where Gio's coming from. He wants to just let Alex know where his wife is coming from and how she's feeling. And I think he just also wanted her to just be aware of her interactions with Tiffany moving forward, so it doesn't come across as if she was ignoring her or snubbing her. Again, maybe Alex didn't do it on purpose. Maybe she didn't even realize that. It seemed like she wasn't even aware of the situation in particular that his wife is mentioning. But I think, it doesn't hurt to have that level of self-awareness. The other thing that Alex could have done was just to take ownership and just say like, I didn't realize that's how she felt. I'm so sorry. Yeah, I'll definitely be more conscious and more aware of this in the future. It definitely was not my intention to snub her or ignore her or make her feel unwelcomed. And I hope that, maybe if I have the opportunity, I would like to be able to apologize to her personally. It seems like she's really fixated on the details. She's wondering why Gio's talking to her or why Tiffany's asking Gio to talk to her on her behalf. And Gio is saying like, oh, well, no, she doesn't know I'm talking to you about this.
It's bugging me as her husband. Since we work together, I want to be able to be normal with you. She doesn't see you every day like I do.
Yeah.
So that's all. Apart from Tiffany, we're good.
Okay.
Yeah.
I never thought anything other than us being good.
The details don't really matter that much. I know that a lot of times when it comes to drama, people like to fixate on the details, but honestly, if someone feels hurt by an action, whether it be voluntary or involuntary, the best thing to do is just to apologize for it. Like, this is not a big deal. I could change this in the future, no problem. Like, I am really sorry that you felt this way. not my intention, and just move on, instead of holding on to this little detail of Gio bringing it up to her. And maybe she feels a little bit blindsided or attacked because he brought it up during a work event as she was not expecting this, and a part of her is on the defense, which makes it harder for her to take ownership, take responsibility, just apologize, and to essentially move on. He definitely could have brought it up to Alex when they're just one-on-one alone, or like he asked her out for like coffee or something and then brought it up there. Let me know what your thoughts are around Gio's conversation with Alex. Do you think he was out of line, or do you think he did the right thing by talking on behalf of his wife? Share in the comments below.
We're trying to figure out what is the story.
No. What do you mean?
Why is it any of their business?
No, let him fucking talk for himself.
My wife felt snubbed by you, and I feel like we resolved that.
He already talked to Alex about it, and it did seem like it was resolved, but it seems like maybe she's still bothered by it, which is fine if you want to talk about it some more, but talk about it with Gio one-on-one, and you don't necessarily need to involve everyone else in the office. It sounds like she's trying to spin the narrative as if he was the bad guy, and I don't think he did anything wrong necessarily. I agree that the timing of it wasn't the best in terms of bringing up the topic.
You and Tiff are actually like friends.
We're not
socially?
friends, Gio.
You guys have hung out socially?
I agree. So she should know me better than to have snubbed her at a fucking party.
I don't want to make a big deal out of
Because
it.
it wasn't a big deal.
And we see that Alex is definitely getting really heated. We see that she's raising her voice. Maybe she's just very passionate when she's talking. But what this signifies is that she's just essentially ready to fight. She is ready to have this argument with Gio. She's trying to prove him wrong and prove that she's right. But like, what good is that really going to do? Like, what is that going to solve here? If you're enjoying this analysis, please give it a thumbs up and also subscribe to my channel because it lets me know that you're enjoying this content and I'll actually make more videos like this.
I'm
And
the
it's
one
not a big
bringing
deal
it
to
up.
you, but how do you think that Alex feels?
How do you think
when
I
it's
feel?
Disney?
I feel really ganged up on right now, and like
You're the victim. Okay.
I'm trying to gang up on you.
well, that's how I feel.
That's
I'm sitting here in this circle.
I mean, yeah, they are kind of ganging up on him. Like, he's sitting in a group with a bunch of girls who are asking him these questions that really is none of their business.
But then you tell me
feel
you
like-
can't talk to my wife. Don't call her and apologize.
Because I don't feel like you do it justice. I felt like we had an understanding here. That's why
We
I'm so
did, but you
fucking
told me I
confused.
can't even talk to Tiffany.
The fact of the matter is that she can't disprove that his wife feels hurt. She's entitled to her feelings. That's how she interpreted the situation. She felt hurt. Gio communicated that to Alex, so Alex could either apologize. Well, I mean, it seems like she wants to apologize, but she's taking it out on Gio at the fact that he didn't want her to talk to Tiffany about it. There's a good possibility that if she were to call Tiffany to apologize, she's not going to apologize. She's probably just going to ask Tiffany, you know, all the little details. What did I do? What did I say? What didn't I say? Like, that's not an apology. An apology is to actually take ownership and realize, like, oh, I didn't mean to hurt you. Whether or not I snubbed you or ignored you, the fact of the matter is that you felt hurt. I didn't mean to hurt you. I apologize for that. How can we move forward? As opposed to holding on to all these little details.
She was like embarrassed by the fact that she even had to bring it up.
So she's not going to be embarrassed at the fact that you brought it up to me?
She told me not to bring it up to you.
So why did you?
As her husband.
So why did you?
Because if you're focusing on all the details, you're not actually moving forward. You're not finding a solution. The details don't matter. What matters is how that person felt or how you made them feel, whether it be intentional or unintentional, and just take ownership of that and either change your behavior or try to improve for next time. The details in any situation does not matter. Details is what keeps people stuck in that drama because they're all trying to figure out every little thing. If you are ever in a disagreement or an argument, focus on the primary emotions, those more vulnerable feelings, because he did mention like, oh, she felt embarrassed. She didn't know how to bring it up to you. She felt hurt that you didn't hug her back, although it didn't seem like Tiffany went in for a hug. But again, maybe they edited that out. Gio is bringing up a lot of these good, vulnerable feelings and emotions, and Alex is not picking up on it. She is just in this state of wanting to get defensive. She's wanting to win the argument. She's trying to prove Gio wrong and essentially prove Tiffany wrong.
She's not a dramatic person. I don't understand.
You're dramatic. She's not. I agree. You are dramatic.
Fuck that.
You're making
no, I'm not
this
dramatic.
Her ego is bruised, and that's why she feels like she needs to be in this role of just getting a little bit like microaggressive towards him. Just apologize and move on. This is really not a big deal.
You mean I have a brain and I know what the facts are?
You can insult me all you want,
not
but the
insulting
fact that
you,
you
Gio.
insult,
I'm
yeah,
not
but you are.
insulting
You're
you.
insulting my intelligence.
Your own story insults you? How do you think I feel? I'm insulted. Your story insults me.
I don't even know what they're fighting about right now. Like, I don't know what they're talking about. It is so far removed from what the real issue is. And it's just so convoluted and all this like drama and like nonsense and just details that really doesn't matter, because now she's attacking Gio and accusing him of bringing the drama. What is the point? What are you trying to achieve here? What is the goal? Nothing's gonna get resolved. It's just gonna blow things out of proportion. Things are gonna be awkward now between you and Gio at work, and you're essentially blaming him and now calling him the victim. I think he's doing what he can to try to de-escalate the situation and not get sucked into the drama. Make sure to like this video and don't forget to subscribe for more analysis videos like this. If you have any suggestions on shows that I should analyze or watch, please let me know in the comments below. In the meantime, feel free to check out my other therapist reviews videos, and I look forward to seeing you in the next one. Until then, be kind and love yourself.